you have a good day?
Mm-hmm.
Anything particularly exciting happen?
No.
What are you doing?
Just looking on Facebook.
Well, I'm trying to talk to you.
Oh, what about?
Well, I'm trying to talk about your day.
It's good.
Does that look familiar? Is that a common conversation between you and your kids? Today, we're going to talk about ways to fix that. Keep watching until the end. We're going to reenact that the way that it should look.
Welcome to Cocktails with Kait. If this is your first time watching us, I'm Kait, and this is my mom. And today we're going to talk about conversations and how they've kind of fallen to the wayside a little bit with some teenagers and the differences in the generations.
So, today, we're going to talk about the art of conversation and how to bridge that generational gap with some tips and tricks for you. So, you made me think of this topic in an episode that we did. I don't, at this point when it came out, I don't remember if it was a week or two ago, but you talked about shorts and
Oh, yeah.
how kind of we have a short attention span nowadays.
Yes.
And I think that also applies to when we converse with adults and with our kids. I think that conversations now are very clipped. They're very um, preoccupied in that clip that we showed in the
I
beginning.
just have to say that was not me.
No, I understand that.
I am very present. I don't push people off like that. That was,
So she felt weird doing she
yeah.
felt weird doing that. But I think that that's what our society is becoming.
Yeah.
I think that we don't have conversations unless we're doing something else. Maybe it's not necessarily a phone in our hand, but we're preoccupied.
Yes.
We're not having focused meaningful conversations the way that we used to. We used to sit around a dinner table and the TV was off and everybody talked about their day and it was a time to bond with your family. And I don't think that happens as often anymore. So, the first tip that I'm going to give that I would recommend is one night a week. Get your family around a dinner table. And I understand that can be difficult with different schedules because we're busier now. Um, but one night a week, really try to sit down, have a meal with your family without phones and without the TV.
And we do this every night. That's what our dinner looks like every single night of the week. And our daughter, if we are just trying to like do a quick dinner to get to an extracurricular, to do something to get out of the house, she calls us out. She's like, "No, we have to sit at the table. We have to talk about what everyone's favorite part of the day was." She really enjoys that, and she's little, but
Yeah.
I think that speaks volumes too, that she's already catching on.
Yeah.
She's already craving that like time all together, and our family's all together anyway all the
Yeah.
time, but
Yeah.
kids, it's meaningful to kids. It's more meaningful to kids than you think.
Yeah, and I think for people that don't do that on a normal basis, people that aren't used to that, it's going to feel very awkward at first.
Yes, but it's
So,
worth it.
yeah, so expect that. It's going to feel very awkward. Have a list of topics or conversations prepared that you want to talk about to keep that conversation flowing so you don't have as many of those awkward silences.
And if your kids are older, if they're teenagers and stuff, you're going to have to give them some grace, and you're probably going to have to keep reminding them
Yeah.
to not pick up their phone. Maybe put them in a bowl or on a different counter away from the table. Parents, you need to put your phones away too. You can't just expect your kids to do it, and then you have yours sitting right there to answer a text that pops up.
Yeah, and I think if you have teenagers, then you can let them know we are being very intentional. We're doing this to connect. It's important that our kids understand how to have human connection still, and not just be preoccupied on a phone or not know how to hold a conversation with someone.
Yes.
So, when you were younger, what question do you remember me asking at the dinner table? What's one question that I asked you all the time? Gosh, I hope you remember it.
What did you do today?
What did you do today? Okay. What else? Think of some questions that I used
What
to
did
ask.
you learn?
What did you learn? Okay. What else?
I don't know.
What was your favorite part of the day?
Oh,
Do you notice a trend with the questions that I asked? And I didn't prompt her before this. So all of those questions were open ended. I was asking her to tell me something. I wasn't, did you have a good day? Did you learn anything today? Do you have a favorite part of the day? Those are yes or no questions. And so that makes a difference.
Mhm.
When you're trying to engage someone in a conversation, open-ended questions are key. Ask the question in a way that makes them respond to you with more than just a yes or a no.
Yes.
Another tip, people in general like to talk about themselves. So use that to your advantage.
Yes.
Ask if you're not even talking about a conversation with a child, conversation with a coworker. Maybe you want to engage more at work. A way to do that a little bit better is ask them about things that they like. Maybe you know that their child is in college, and even better if you know what college their child is in, ask them about their child. Show some interest in their life to help enable that connection a little bit better. It helps the conversation flow a little bit more when somebody knows that you're truly interested in their life or whatever's happening at any particular moment in time.
And it's easier to talk about things when you're the expert on them. So
Yeah.
you're the expert on your kids, you're the expert on your family. So it's easier to talk about those types of things because you know that better than anyone. You don't feel like someone else is going to know something more. You don't feel guarded. You don't feel like you're going to sound dumb.
Yes.
You just
Yes.
you talk, and all of the information that you're giving, no one can tell you that's wrong.
Yes.
So
Yes, that's an excellent point.
and I think as humans, we're very guarded when we don't know as much about a topic. So if you try to
Yes.
talk to someone about a topic that they're not an expert on, I think they're going to be guarded and they're going to give clipped answers so that
Yes.
they don't come across as being unknowledgeable.
Yeah, but there's a payoff too. Like when you're engaging with someone about their life, you're learning something.
Yes, and you're getting closer to them.
That's exactly what I was about to say. And you truly are forming a connection.
Yes.
And who doesn't feel good about that? When you can walk away from a conversation feeling more connected to someone, that's the whole point. Yeah, and so I think it's rewarding when you can have a conversation that nobody had to reference back to their phone to, figure out an answer or, whatever.
Yeah. And I am a very awkward person with conversation. I don't enjoy, like if I know ahead of time that I'm going to have to sit down like in a meeting or an interview or have a conversation like that, there's so much pressure to begin with. And then knowing that I'm not as great with conversation and I'm a little bit awkward and I don't know, I have to find my place kind of in the conversation before I can just start word vomiting.
So here's another tip. Practice that.
Yeah.
If you know that you're awkward, be awkward in your bathroom by yourself in front of a mirror and practice a conversation with someone. Practice those interview questions with someone. I'm the same way in an interview. I don't like to talk about myself, so interviews are hard for me, and I have to practice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think about questions. Think about questions that you might ask another person and practice them.
Yeah, and I'm also not a person who has to fill silence with words, and that makes a lot of people uncomfortable too. Just having silence makes people uncomfortable.
Yeah.
So then that's its own kind of, like if we're having a conversation and there's nothing to say, then I'm not going to try and bring something up out of thin air.
Well, I think in that regard, it's good to understand when you're trying to use silence as a tool. So if you're having a difficult conversation with someone, silence can often be a very good tool to pull more out of them to help resolve whatever the conflict is. Or if you're having just a normal conversation with someone and there's a lull in the conversation, not necessarily just staring at them and letting
That's
there
what I
be
do.
that silence.
I just stare.
Maybe just think of something another topic that you can talk about. Or, hey, it was really good talking to you today. When you think, okay, well, this conversation's over, then don't necessarily let that silence hang in the air when you're trying to especially build a new connection. Figure out how to tactfully bridge that silence in that situation. But silence can be a very good tool if you're having a difficult conversation with someone, and you should use it to your advantage in that regard.
Yeah.
Another tip would maybe be active listening, or active listening in that you're repeating things back, like someone,
but in a different way.
Yeah. So to show that person, I'm hearing you. I'm
Right.
not just staring at you and your words are falling on me with going in one ear and out the other.
Yes.
So active listening in that regard, but also paying attention to nonverbal body language. So let's bring it back to you're talking to your child, teenager, young child, whatever it may be. And you notice because you're using all of your senses to have this conversation, and you notice that when you ask about your child's day at school, they made a funny face just for a second, just a flash of a face that isn't their normal happy face. Well, that's telling you right there that you need to deep dive into that. Something happened. Your child probably didn't even realize they made that face. But that's a way that you can get more information that maybe you wouldn't have gotten before had you not been looking for those types of clues. So active listening, paying attention to nonverbals, and also knowing when to end a conversation. If I'm having a conversation with you and you're just and you just, I mean, I can tell right now is not a good time.
Yeah.
We'll have this conversation later. So paying attention, just being cognizant of those small but not small, vital things when having a conversation.
Yes.
What else? Anything else that you can think of? Any conversations that were effective, not effective for you that you can think, well, if that had been different, then the outcome would have been different?
Yeah, I think that if you have a preconceived notion of someone, you may be less likely to want to have a conversation with them. But I think that if you just give grace in your mind, like if you kind of readjust your mindset with that specific person or with the specific conversation or topic that you're going to talk about or they want to talk about, it takes a minute, and it definitely takes practice to be able to rewire like that. But I think a lot of good can come of that too.
Yeah, that's a great point. Being aware of your own biases
Mm-hmm.
and always assuming positive intent.
Yes.
When you go into a conversation with someone, even if it's a difficult conversation, always assume positive intent.
And try and see things from their perspective,
That's
not
right.
just yours.
Yes, very good points.
Yeah.
So let's put some of these tips together and show you what a conversation should look like. Hey,
Hi,
how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. Hey, do you mind putting your phone down for a second? I just wanted to talk to you. I feel like we haven't connected in a while.
Oh, okay.
Tell me what's going on. Anything new going on in your life?
We have a trip planned next month. We're going to take the kids snowboarding.
Wow.
Yeah.
Kids are young, right?
Yeah.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. But they can walk, so they can snowboard.
Wow. I know nothing about snowboarding, so please tell me more.
Well, I mean, I feel like it's a good time to do it because they don't have that fear factor yet.
That's a good point.
You know, getting them acquired to something new while they're still just trusting and going for it.
That's awesome. I don't know that I would be brave enough to do that. Are you worried that they're going to get hurt?
Yeah,
Because it could happen, right?
it could.
It's good that you understand that going into it.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
Yeah. So, is this a new interest? I seem to recall, did you snowboard in college?
Yeah, I did.
I thought so.
My husband and I snowboarded in college, so we took some trips together, and we're getting the kids into it now.
Have you been snowboarding since college?
Nope. Mm-mm.
Okay. Wow, this is awesome.
Yeah,
Where are you going?
snowshoe.
Snowshoe is in West Virginia, is that right?
Mhm.
Okay.
Yep.
Do you have, like, is everything planned?
Yeah, we
Okay.
have a Verbo.
That's awesome.
Yep.
Can I do anything while you're gone? You need any help taking care of animals or?
I think we've got that covered.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, great. It was awesome connecting with you.
Yeah.
Have fun.
Thanks.
Be safe.
All right. Yeah, I will.
Let me know if there's anything that I can do while you're gone to help
Okay.
you out, okay?
Thank you.
Awesome. Take care. And so while that was still a bit awkward for us, because role play, I feel like, is always awkward, do you see the difference between the conversation in the beginning of that video and the conversation that we just had, where we were both kind of like upright, kind of stiff, not really sure how to engage, to, hey, can you put your phone down? And then we immediately assumed a more relaxed position and just kind of let the questions and the comments flow. And even though it was role play and kind of forced, we tried to make it not as forced. So hopefully we've given you some tips and tricks where you can feel more confident having more intentional, engaged conversations with people in your lives, whether it be your child whether it be a coworker, a friend, a parent.
Yep.
And let us know in the comments, was there any one tip that resonated with you? Was there anything that you feel like you haven't been doing that you could apply that would make a big difference?
So thanks for watching this episode of Cocktails with Kait. Go call your mom
Or your daughter.
and start a conversation the right way.
There you go. Bye, everyone.
Bye.